We're live on Facebook, YouTube. We're live on Instagram. All right. Let's see here. Setting everything up. Okay. Happy Tuesday! Good evening, Facebook. Good evening, Instagram. Good evening, YouTube. Welcome to our 8th session of our Self-Care Summit Month. Oh, Steph, how are you? Thanks for hopping in here on Instagram and joining me. Type in the comments, let me know how you're doing. Oh, my sister's on Facebook. Nice. Let me know how you're doing, sis. That's awesome. So we began January 10th, and we've been going since then. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, tonight's session is part of a series called the Self-Care Summit Month, where I've been going live 3 times a week, every week until the end of the month, discussing actionable topics on how to manage waves of intense, challenging feelings, being able to navigate conflict, expressing your emotions better. Oh, mom's on Instagram. Hi, mom. Intense, challenging feelings, being able to navigate conflict, expressing your emotions better, getting clear on and establishing boundaries, and improving communication in relationships. So if you've attended my live streams or any of my sessions before, make sure to type hello in the comments. Let me know if you're catching this live or as a replay. And as new people are coming into the room and joining us, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Dani 𝙠𝙚𝙤𝙤. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and a happiness transformation coach. And I work with ambitious women. I teach ambitious women effective tools to build confidence and feel worthy again, whether post-breakup, single, or in a relationship. So if you haven't already, you'll want to download my Wheel of Life packet for free, so that way you can follow along with us in this series. You can download it by clicking the link in the caption of this video, or if you're watching on Instagram, you can catch the link in my bio. In tonight's session, we're discussing a misconception the people I work with that they may believe prior to us working together. Sometimes we may think that just reading self-help books or just listening to YouTube videos that we'll just gain all the insight that we need and just, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, everything is resolved. Oh, mom is on Facebook. Hey, mom, how's it going? Thanks for typing in the comments. So until you actually reveal your blind spots, you might notice eventually over time being right back in the same place again. We all have blind spots, and sometimes it's hard for us to see it ourselves. So even if you think about when you're driving, right? When you're driving, you can't help but have a blind spot. So thinking of that as an example, I want to share a little bit of just some case reviews of a client. We're just going to call her Stacy. We're just going to name her. I don't have any clients named Stacy, so we're just going to call her Stacy, who came to me struggling with low self-esteem and self-worth that showed up as going from relationship to relationship, involved with guys who she felt pushed her past her boundaries. Through working together, she was able to connect similarities and she was able to connect patterns between her partners and some of the idiosyncrasies that her dad had. So another client that I've had who also read self-help books and she attended personal growth trainings, she was trying to get clearer on the breakdowns of her recent serious relationship. And with her, we were able to work on and resolve her past underlying trauma, and she was able to she was realizing how this was getting in the way of her happiness in her life, because her subconscious mind always felt like it had to be on the defense. So considering that her subconscious mind always felt like she needed to be on the defense, she was always operating in a masculine energy. So when my clients resolve past traumas or subconscious thoughts, are revealed through my questions in their sessions, they can begin to show up in their lives more assertively and communicate / express themselves better and more effectively. We don't realize that the reason things haven't gotten any better and have stayed the same is because we haven't revealed to our own self yet our breakdown in our own thinking, the underlying, the underneath. And something that I tell my clients constantly is what's tricky or what's challenging or what's funny about this, right, is that we are working on the very thing with that very thing. So we're working on our thinking, right? We're working on our brain with our brain. So that's why we could tend to have blind spots. Sometimes things may change for a little while because we're running on pure will. Oh, I'm just going to stop doing this. I'm not going to talk to that person anymore. I'm just going to do cold turkey or whatnot that may be. But eventually, until we process and actually take a look at your operating system, how you're thinking, you're going to keep circling back to similar dynamics despite how different things may look on the outside. I wanted to give you, I know I'm saying, blind spots and some of these terms that can feel a little bit ambiguous or a little bit vague. So I wanted to give you a little bit of an example of what I'm talking about. I have two cameras going here, so I don't know. On Instagram, it's backwards. But I feel like everyone that's looking at this knows what this is, right? This is a FedEx logo. I know on Instagram it's like mirrored, but it's a FedEx logo. So as you're looking at this FedEx logo, did you know that there is an arrow in this FedEx logo? There's an arrow in it. Can you see where the arrow is? I want to really hold it up. Here it is on Facebook, Instagram. See how we could do it so both cameras can see. Can you see the arrow yet? Can't see the arrow yet? Let me know in the comments. Type in the comments if you can see the arrow. I want to see who can see the arrow. Steph, you can see the arrow? Steph sees the arrow. She knows this one. Let me know on Facebook if you can see the arrow. All right. And even if you're catching this as a replay, you can still let me know. Steph, you got it. She said it's between the EX. You got it. It's between the EX, Steph. You're a smart cookie. It's between the EX. If you still can't see it, this is for my people on Instagram. Steph solved it already. She got the prize. On Facebook, do you see the arrow? Now, the reason I'm showing you this is for those of you who could not see the arrow. Now you've seen the arrow. And now that you've seen the arrow, you will never not see the arrow again, okay? I have now popped your FedEx arrow cherry. And what I mean by that is now that that's been revealed, you cannot unsee what you see. You cannot unsee what you've seen. So it's the same idea here when it comes to working together. Once you see it, and I can't tell you how often, I love it when my clients, and I can see it on their faces, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's constantly, it's that moment of clarity, epiphanies, aha moments. So that is my little kind of like an example, like my analogy to give you an idea of what I mean when I say that blind spots are revealed. You start to connect the dots. You start to understand why you do the things you do. And when we understand why we do the things we do, we can begin to make shifts. We can begin to make changes. All right, so as this is the last week of our Self-Care Summit month, and perhaps you've already downloaded the Wheel of Life packet and are interested in working with me, I do offer a complimentary 30-minute discovery call where we talk about where you are, where you'd like to be, and if we're a fit. If you'd like to schedule that call, go to DaniLeBerry.com/contact. The link is in the caption of this video, and on Instagram, it is in my bio. So if you found value to our session tonight, Please share this with a health and well-being bestie of yours. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit subscribe. On Instagram, add me to your close friends so that way you don't miss any notifications. Be sure to join me tomorrow evening as we continue to move along into our third and final week here of our Self-Care Summit month. I will see you tomorrow, the 26th, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Thank you so much again for joining me. My name is Dani 𝙠𝙚𝙤𝙤. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and a happiness transformation coach. Take care of yourself, and I will see you tomorrow night.